With all the equality movements such as Me Too and Time's Up, most people born in the 21st century may think that gender stereotypes are a thing of the past. And as much as people now, both in Hollywood and in real life, are trying to break traditional gender roles, they're not completely gone. The truth about gender stereotypes is that they're completely inaccurate and isolating to those around them and those who follow them. And throughout history, students and teenagers have always been the first ones to enact change. Gender stereotypes are inaccurate and isolating because people do not have to act a way that other people would most expect. The purpose of this is to show the existence of gender stereotypes in modern society, and to also depict the inaccuracy of these roles, and then to suggest ways on how to eliminate them.
In today, there are a lot of examples of gender stereotypes that you don't even realize that you are thinking about it or saying it. A first example is that girls want to be protected by men. There are many girls that may want the protection from men, but also there are girls that are independent, and so not all girls want to be protected by men. That's a gender stereotype. And then another stereotype is that girls do not or don't like or cannot play well in video games. That's also a stereotype because here's an example of myself. I love playing video games, and usually the ones that include a little bit more violence, and so people think that it suits boys more. Like in one day in class, I was playing Fortnite, the popular game right now, with my guy friends that I usually play with because we are good together as a team. And then a teacher walked behind me. He was like, Miss, what are you doing? Why are you playing that game? That you should leave that game to the boys, and you should not play these games. I did not know how to respond to him, and I did not respond to him actually. But no one had like a big reaction to this because gender stereotypes are so normal still in these days that they don't even realize that they're having and thinking or saying gender stereotypes. They just say it out of normal like it's everyday comment. Like they just think of it as a normal stuff.
One of the most commonplace stereotypes is the belief that makeup is only for girls and it's not for boys. This in recent years has been proved to be very untrue, with the rise of male beauty YouTubers such as Manny MUA and James Charles and Jeffree Star, who all have shown that men can wear makeup the same as girls and actually be pretty good at it. This stereotype usually stems from the fact that in America, beauty standards don't require men to wear makeup the same that women do. In other cultures and countries, this is actually very common, such as in Korea. A lot of Korean pop idols that are male wear makeup on a day-to-day basis, and it's completely accepted. Many people also think that the only reason that girls dress up is to impress a guy. I have a very personal connection to this, as because once at school I was in the bathroom in between a class period reapplying my lipstick, and a female teacher walked in and she asked me if I was putting on for my boyfriend. I do not have a boyfriend. I didn't have a boyfriend at the time. And it caught me off guard that she assumed that I was trying to look good just to impress somebody, when in reality I wore the makeup because I want to look good and I want to feel pretty. And this has happened to a lot of other people that I know, which is even more surprising, as it shouldn't be happening at all. Why can't society allow women to look good for them? Have you ever looked at a magazine cover and gotten insecure as to what you saw? I know I have, and I know it's happened to a lot of other people. Questions start to pop up in your head like, why can't I look like that? Why do they look so perfect? And how do I look like that? This happens to girls, but it also happens to guys. The typical American beauty standard of a man is a very masculine looking person, but this doesn't pertain to every single male that lives in the United States. Many men can be sensitive and don't have to be masculine, don't have to have a sharp jaw, high cheekbones, or be super muscular, and that's okay too. But most people would say otherwise, because society has planted the idea in the head of most boys that they have to meet that standard to be attractive.
Of course, people have different perspective. There are people who think otherwise of gender stereotypes. They don't call it gender stereotypes, they call it gender roles. In their opinion and perspective, they think that in this society and world, if each different gender has their own role and they do what they're supposed to do and what they're supposed to be like, and then everything will work more smoothly, things will be in place, and there will be no chaos or like stuff that doesn't work out, because if each one do their own things that they're supposed to do, and then things would be fine. That's what some other people would think.
Now, after talking about all these different stereotypes that exist, now the question is, how do we fix them? Fixing them is harder than to address them, but it still needs to be done if anything is going to change. The most important and most easy thing to do is to just be mindful of what you say, because you don't always know how what you say will make somebody feel. Just because a boy isn't into sports or doesn't like video games or isn't into anything that people would consider traditionally masculine, don't call him gay or make any jokes about him, because you're just reinforcing gender stereotype. And if a girl doesn't like the color pink or doesn't like traditional girly things, then don't make fun of her either, because you're just reinforcing these stereotypes that have been around for as long as anybody else has been around. And again, they're inaccurate and they hurt people. Another way to fix them actually starts at a very young age. To be open-minded, because at age 10, that's when they start to act on those roles and stereotypes that they've been taught. If your son wants a Barbie, then buy him a Barbie. And then if your daughter wants a truck, then get her a truck. It won't make a difference, and it'll teach them to be open-minded at a really young age.
In conclusion, gender stereotypes are inaccurate and isolating people, because gender stereotypes make people think that they have to act a certain way and do what others people think, when that is not the truth.